Hello, um, Carson here, and I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and saw the Beachbody uh, Summit. And for a while now, I've been thinking about kind of vlogging about mental illness and how it affects me. Um, and I saw this comedian actually guest speaker at the Beachbody Summit, and her name was Maysoon Zayed. Really cool person, and she had cerebral palsy, and I don't know if I said that right, but she said a bunch of things about handicaps, and even she said something about mental illness and that it's real, and that it is, like a handicap. And she said to use your voice, as a tool, or to, I think, get the word out. Really, ever since my mom committed suicide, I kind of decided, I did decide to really let the word out about depression and anxiety, mental illness, and how real it is. And for so long, I judged my mom for decades, actually. And I just didn't understand mental illness. And after, over 5 years sober now, but when I got sober, I got diagnosed with depression and bipolar, and I wasn't surprised. It runs in a family, rampant. And there's been a bunch of ups and downs, and right now, I'm hoping that I'm towards the end of a 4-month hell, to be honest with you. I can't seem to get out of a rut. I've gained tons of weight. I haven't been working out. I haven't been eating right. And it's kind of a paradigm shift to what I'm used to. And I thought for so long, or so much during the last 4 months or so in my hell, because that's really the best way to describe it, that I wasn't worth anything, or that I'm a fake or a fraud or whatnot. And I think a lot of people do suffer that way. There's statistics and everything, but I don't think the statistics are right about mental illness. There's so many variations and so many people that suffer. And what do you say to people when you have depression? Oh, I've got depression, I'm sad, and I don't even understand it, and I've got it, really. And my wife, it's hard for her to understand it. She did a post last night that was really good, actually, and very true. But I want to use my voice, that depression, mental illness, it really is something real. And when you're feeling down, and someone says buck up or go take a walk or whatever, you can't really blame them, because they don't understand. And it's virtually impossible to understand unless you have the disease. And I don't even understand it, like I said. But, I was at Summit for the last, 4 years. I've been a Beachbody coach with my wife. And I've done a lot of challenge groups with people. I've lost tons of weight. I've gotten into the best shape of my life. Not now. And ran lots of groups and everything, and I went to Summit. I didn't want to go to Summit. My wife wanted me to go to Summit, but when you got depression, you don't really want to do those things and be around people. So I went, and I had people coming up to me. It melted my heart. I had, in different places, different days, different times, they came up to me and they told me that I've changed their lives. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe I've changed anybody's lives. If they've changed anything, it was their changes. But they said that I inspired them, through my social media, through my working out, through some of the groups I ran, personal development groups with individuals, just sharing my story. And I had so many people come up to me at Summit and hug me, and just like love me. And it was amazing, and I kind of realized that what I was doing, secluding myself with my depression, was exactly the opposite of what I need to do. Because, there's so many people that have depression, mental illness, and it's real, and I think we need a handicap sticker. No, but if you live with somebody that has mental illness, please try to understand that, especially if they are on medications and stuff, that stuff, man, that crap can be very powerful, especially when the psychiatrist starts changing it around because you're not feeling good. And don't get down on yourself. And if you're living with somebody that has depression, please try to understand that when they're down or mental illness, or when they're up because of bipolar or whatever, please take a step back and try to understand that they're actually going through, if you have Crohn's disease and you have a flare-up, it's the same thing. You feel bad for the person. You're like, oh my gosh, and they're down on the bed and they can't move. They can't eat anything. They feel sick. People feel sorry for them, but when you have a mental illness and you feel down and you're having a flare-up or whatever you want to call it, people are like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? What do you say? I'm sad. I don't feel like being with the family. I don't feel like hanging out. I don't feel like going on a walk. I don't feel like doing all the things that you should do, actually. Even though I know it's right, or it's right that you should do something active or whatever and get involved because that helps, but the mental illness pulls you into darkness, and you can't explain it. You can't explain it to people. It's hard for you to understand. And when you try to tell them, like, I want to go on a walk, they're like, hey, that's what, you don't want to hang out with the family? Because they can't see your flare-up. They can't see the handicap that you have. And you can't use it as a crutch. You can't use your medication as a crutch. You can't use, I'm feeling down, so I'm going to go lay down and seclude myself. You can't use that as a crutch. But then what do you do? I mean, do you lie? Do you say, I'm not down, I'm just tired and I want to rest? I mean, it's such a fine line, guys. So anyway, I just wanted to get my voice out there, use it as a tool, let people know that mental illness is freaking real. It's painful at times, but there are ways to help, with your ups and downs. And I'll be chiming in kind of on a regular basis because I've decided just to F it and put myself out there. I was really freaking nervous to do this, actually, and I waited and I sat here forever and had this live thing pulled up. And anyway, I just want people to know, if you have depression, if you have mental illness, if you suffer in silence, don't be afraid anymore. Get your voice out there. Get your voice out there. Don't feel like you're alone, because you're not. You're not. And I love you. I love you. If you're suffering, I love you. And I understand. So anyway, I'm going to be putting myself out there some more, I guess. I hope it reached anybody or somebody. And the people are saying some things that are really nice, and I love you guys very much. All right. Talk to you later.